Welcome to Domino Life. Today, we're diving into Jewish wisdom, not just for the soul, but for your business and prosperity. We're exploring 10 powerful stories passed down through generations that offer timeless lessons about wealth and business. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes. These are stories about integrity, hard work, and using your noggin. Yiddish for head, folks. Get ready to laugh, think, and maybe learn a thing or two about building a business the right way. You ready? Let's go. Picture a bustling marketplace alive with the sounds of laughter, bargaining, and the clatter of carts rolling over cobblestones. The air is thick with the scent of exotic spices, cinnamon, cardamom, and pepper, mingling with the aroma of fresh bread and ripe fruit. Stalls overflow with colorful textiles shimmering in the sunlight, while merchants call out their wares, hoping to catch the attention of passers-by. In this vibrant chaos, every corner tells a story. Every face is a character, and every transaction is a dance of trust and negotiation. In the very heart of this lively scene stands a merchant, not just any merchant, but one whose reputation shines brighter than the gold coins in his till. He is known far and wide for a single, unwavering trait: his honesty. While others might be tempted to exaggerate or deceive, he remains steadfast, guided by a deep sense of integrity. He never inflated prices, never pushed unnecessary goods onto his customers, and never made promises he couldn't keep. Instead, he listened to what people truly needed, offering advice and fair deals, even if it meant earning a little less. His stall became a place where people felt respected and valued, not just as customers, but as neighbors and friends. Some of the other merchants laughed at him. "You'll never get rich like that," they'd say, shaking their heads. They believed that cunning and clever tricks were the keys to success. But as the days passed, something remarkable began to happen. Word of his honesty spread from one customer to another, carried on the wind like a well-kept secret finally revealed. Soon, people started traveling from distant villages and towns, drawn by stories of the honest merchant. They came not just to buy goods, but to experience the rare comfort of knowing they would be treated fairly. His stall became a gathering place for all kinds of people, travelers, locals, and even other merchants, each eager to do business with someone they could trust. Over time, his business flourished. The honest merchant became the most successful vendor in the entire market, not because he tricked people, but because he built something far more valuable than wealth. He built trust. His customers returned again and again, bringing friends and family, knowing they would always be treated with respect. Why did this happen? Because deep down, people crave honesty. In a world full of uncertainty, they long for someone they can rely on, someone who keeps their word and stands by their values. The honest merchant gave them that, and in return, they gave him their loyalty. The lesson is clear. Honesty isn't just the best policy, it's the best business strategy. When you choose to act with integrity, you set yourself apart in ways that no amount of cleverness can match. You create relationships that last, and a reputation that draws people in. So remember, in business and in life, build trust first. When you do, you're not just building a business, you're building something that endures, something that truly lasts. Let's talk about spotting opportunity, even when it seems lost. A rabbi loses a coin in his house and searches everywhere but can't find it. Exhausted, he steps outside, and a neighbor asks why he's looking in the sunlight. The rabbi replies, "Sometimes you need a new perspective to find what you're missing." The lost coin isn't just about money, it's about seeing opportunity where others don't. Shift your perspective and you might discover hidden chances. Sometimes opportunity is disguised as something small. Let's talk about investing, the kind that takes patience, discipline, and a willingness to think long-term. In a world obsessed with instant results and overnight success, true investing is about resisting the urge to chase every trend and instead focusing on building something that lasts. Imagine a wealthy man, wise from years of experience, handing his son a sum of money. He doesn't just give him cash, he gives him advice. Invest this wisely. Don't be tempted by promises of quick riches or shortcuts. Real wealth is built slowly, with care and thought. The son, eager and full of ambition, listens, but is drawn to the excitement of fast gains. He hears about a hot stock tip, a chance to double his money overnight. Without much research, he jumps in, hoping for instant success. But the market turns, and he loses everything. Defeated and humbled, he returns home, burdened by regret and disappointment. His father welcomes him with understanding, not anger. "You've learned a valuable lesson," he says gently. "The most important part of investing isn't luck or timing, it's wisdom, patience, and learning from your mistakes." Real wealth isn't built on speculation or gambling with your future. It's not about chasing every new opportunity or following the crowd. Instead, it's about making informed decisions, understanding risk, and being willing to wait for your investments to grow. The foundation of lasting wealth is patience, diversification, and investing in things with real, enduring value. Spreading your investments, setting clear goals, and nurturing them over time is what leads to true financial security. The best investments are like a well-aged wine or a tree growing from a seed. They take time, care, and attention. Their growth may be slow, but it is steady and reliable, rewarding those who wait. Don't get swept up in the frenzy of the next big thing or the fear of missing out. The market will always have ups and downs, but chasing trends rarely leads to lasting success. Build your wealth brick by brick with intention and care. That's how fortunes are made, and how they last for generations to come. Generosity isn't just good for the soul, it's good for business. In the marketplace, a baker was famous for his delicious bread and his big heart. Every day, he set aside bread for the poor. People said he was giving away his profits, but he believed giving back mattered. His kindness became his secret ingredient. Customers loved buying from him, knowing their purchase helped others. His business boomed. The more he gave, the more he received. Generosity created a cycle of goodness. Sometimes, giving is the best way to grow. Partnerships in business can be tricky, but they're powerful. Two craftsmen, one a dreamer, one practical, opened a shop together. At first, their differences caused friction. The dreamer had big ideas. The practical one played it safe. But they learned to balance each other out. The dreamer embraced practicality. The practical one took some risks. Their differences became their greatest strengths. Together, they built a thriving, innovative business. The lesson: find partners who complement you. Success is built on balance. Every big business starts small. Behind every thriving company, there's a story of humble origins, of dreams that seemed out of reach, and of individuals who dared to take the first step. The journey to success is rarely straightforward, and it almost never begins with perfect circumstances. Instead, it starts with a spark, a vision, a hope, and the courage to try, even when the odds seem stacked against you. Take, for example, a young man who dreamed of opening a bookstore. He would walk past the windows of established shops, imagining his own name on the sign. But reality hit hard. He simply couldn't afford to rent a shop, let alone fill it with books. His pockets were nearly empty, and his resources were limited. Yet his passion for books and his desire to share stories with others burned brighter than his doubts. Refusing to let his circumstances define him, he decided to start small. With what little money he had, he bought a handful of secondhand books and set up a simple cart in the bustling marketplace. It wasn't glamorous, and it certainly wasn't what he had envisioned, but it was a start. Each morning he would carefully arrange his books, hoping to catch the eye of a passerby who shared his love for reading. At first, people laughed. "Who buys books from a cart?" they'd say, shaking their heads as they walked by. Some doubted his chances, while others dismissed his efforts as a waste of time. The skepticism stung, but he refused to let it discourage him. He knew that every great idea faces resistance in the beginning. Instead of giving up, he poured his heart into his little business. He greeted every customer with a smile, listened to their interests, and recommended books with genuine enthusiasm. He shared stories, offered advice, and made each person feel welcome no matter how small their purchase. Slowly but surely, people began to notice. They saw his knowledge, his passion, and his unwavering commitment. Word spread about the friendly bookseller who always had a good recommendation and a kind word. The crowd around his cart grew, and so did his reputation. Over time, his business blossomed. The cart became a stall, the stall became a small shop, and eventually that shop grew into a beloved bookstore, a place where the community gathered, friendships formed, and stories came alive. What began as a humble cart in the marketplace became a cornerstone of the neighborhood. The lesson is clear. Don't wait for perfect conditions. If you wait for everything to be just right, you may never begin. Success is built on action, not on waiting for the stars to align. Start where you are with what you have. Use your passion as fuel and let your determination guide you through the challenges. Even the smallest steps forward can lead to incredible journeys. Passion and persistence are the true ingredients of success. They can turn the most modest beginnings into something extraordinary. Celebrate every milestone, no matter how small, and keep your vision alive. Remember, every empire starts with a single step. Keep moving forward, and one day, your humble beginnings may become the foundation of something truly great. Business is about negotiation, finding a fair deal for everyone. A rabbi mediates between two men fighting over a piece of cloth. He cuts it in half. One man is happy, the other upset. The rabbi reveals, the content man was honest, the angry one wanted more than his share. A true negotiator seeks fairness, not just personal gain. The best deals benefit both sides. In business, fight for what's just. Fairness builds lasting relationships. That's the real win. What's the point of wealth if you don't use it for good? A successful merchant felt something was missing despite his riches. He visited a wise rabbi who told him, "True wealth is measured by what you give, not what you keep." The merchant began giving to charity and supporting his community. Slowly, his emptiness faded, replaced by purpose and joy. Giving back brought him fulfillment money never could. Use your success to lift others. That's where true happiness lies. Wealth is a tool. Use it to make a difference. Business often tests our values. A merchant is offered a lucrative deal, but it requires shady practices. He's torn easy money or a clear conscience. After much soul-searching, he turns down the deal. It costs him financially, but he gains respect from others and himself. Sometimes, the right choice isn't the easiest. Integrity is priceless. In the end, your values are your true wealth. Our final story is about contentment, finding joy in what you have. A fisherman catches just enough to feed his family, then enjoys life. A wealthy merchant urges him to work harder, get rich, and retire to relax. The fisherman smiles, "But I'm already enjoying life now." The merchant is speechless, realizing he's been chasing what the fisherman already has. Sometimes, happiness is right in front of us. Appreciate the journey, not just the destination. There you have it, 10 Jewish wisdom stories for business and life. True wealth is about relationships, impact, and legacy. Life is like dominoes. Every action sets others in motion. What kind of domino effect will you create? For more inspiring stories, hit subscribe and join the Domino Life community. Until next time, keep building your empire one domino at a time.